Being unable to recognize the humanity in others is being unable to recognize the humanity in yourself. What brought this on is that I saw this video, and I didn't really watch it through because have kind of a limit for certain stuff, but it was a conversation between a self-proclaimed MAGA Republican and I guess a Democrat or someone who was not a MAGA Republican. And the caption was, MAGA Republican is unable to see immigrants as human beings. And this made me really think about it. Like, this is exactly why the MAGA people will cannibalize themselves. They think that if they get rid of the immigrants, they get rid of the gays, they get rid of the trans people, they get rid of women's rights, they get rid of all of this, that they're going to feel good within themselves. But that's the thing, it's not. Because what happens is when you assign humanity to features rather than to yourself, so you kind of assign humanity to where you were born. You assign humanity to the color of your skin. You assign humanity to what type of family you were born into, right? Those things give you or you assign humanity to being above something else. That's the last thing. Like, because you have such a strict restriction of what humanity is, it means that you always place yourself above something else to feel human. If you have nothing else to be above, you will not feel human. Your whiteness will become useless. If everybody was white, their whiteness would become useless. That's why they started doing the eye color, the hair color. You know what I'm saying? The redheads are cursed. Or are you Spanish white? Are you Italian white? Are you this? You know what I'm saying? They will continue to break down. Like, even if they were to rid themselves of every immigrant, every woman, every this, they would start to break themselves down by where were you born? What city were you in? If they were all born in the same city, how rich are you? If they were all the same economical status, it's what's your eye color? They will continue to cannibalize themselves because their humanity requires subjugation. They cannot be human if others are not inhuman. It means that they have no sense of self outside of these features. And I also had made a post on Threads, and I was talking about how masculinity is very much like words, colors, and shapes. Words, colors, shapes, and hobbies. That it's masculinity is quite a fragile thing to most men because a lot of people can't handle anything deeper. They can't handle anything deeper. They only know how to understand themselves through identifiers. Are you wearing? What color are you wearing? What brands are you wearing? What do you do for fun? That is all being a man is to them. This is what happens when you have a society that flattens humanity into traits. People don't realize this, that no matter how many immigrants they kick out of this country, no matter how many women they take out of the streets and put in that house full time, no matter how many poor people are practically, working for no money and are forced to work for them for eternity, they will never ever feel satisfied in themselves. They will never feel like a full human being because their understanding of what humanity is not does not encapsulate the trueness of being a human being. Their understanding of what humanity is flat. And so that deepness that they're looking for, that if I exterminate them or if I do this, I will be more human. I will be better. I will be happy. They will never find that. And it's kind of this curse that we, on the other end are taking the brunt of. These people, it's essentially, I like to compare it to demons. This is something I tell with my friends. I compare it to being like having attached to a demon. That it consumes more than it gives. It promises you all of these things, but all it does is consume and consume and consume and consume and consume and consume and consume until you feel empty. And the only way that you find any type of joy or any type of humanity is by subjugating others, by hurting others, by harming others, is the only way that you feel human. And once there's no one else to harm, there's nothing there because all your humanity was a piece of paper. All your masculinity was a piece of paper. And until these people realize how to heal, this is the thing. Most people who are incredibly bigoted need to heal. They need to heal and they refuse to heal. And they think that externalizing the pain that they're experiencing is going to replace healing, but it will not. That is what I want. We just need to start teaching emotional regulations in school. We need to teach people how to heal themselves, how to be accountable, how to understand, how to look within, even if it hurts sometimes. And that also starts with you. I think that if you're watching this and you've watched this all the way, this is something that I encourage people to do all the time. Look within yourself. Look within yourself. Look within, like, you look at the things that hurt. Because the thing is, if you don't look at the things that hurt, they don't go away. It's still going to be hurting within you, and you're going to be pushing it out, guaranteed. Because if you don't do that, you are on the very long road to becoming like the people you hate. Because the bigots don't think that they're bad people. They don't. So you thinking that you're not a bad person does not change anything. You don't know who you are harming because you refuse to look within yourself and heal. Okay, stay blessed.